All right, let's just jump right into it. If you've ever tried to tackle data structures and algorithms, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It can feel like trying to drink from a fire hose, right? Well, today we're going to change that. We're going to build a smart, automated 90-day study plan that, get this, uses computer science to teach you computer science. And that really is the big question, isn't it? How do you actually master this stuff in 90 days without completely burning out? Because it's not just about cramming information, it's about learning in a way that actually sticks, you know? The goal here is real mastery, not just some frantic sprint right before a big interview. And the secret? Well, it all comes down to having a system. So look at this. This really paints the picture, right? On one side, you've got what most of us have done, cramming and chaos. That feeling of being totally overwhelmed, staying up late, only to forget everything a week later. Ugh! But on the other side, that's where we want to be. Smart scheduling. This is all about long-term retention, having super clear goals every single day, and a pace you can actually stick with. That's the plan we're building today. Okay, so how do we get there? How do we build that smart plan? Well, first things first, we have to look at the problem in the right way. This isn't just about trying harder or having more willpower. Nope, it's actually a logistics challenge. And if we look at it through the lens of computer science, we can actually define it as a real solvable problem. We're going to call it the study scheduling problem.
So what does that really mean? Well, it boils down to juggling three things at the same time. First, you've got to respect the prerequisites. I mean, you can't learn to run before you can walk, right? Same idea here. Second, you have to fit everything into your daily time budget. Let's say you have 120 minutes a day. And third, and this is crucial, you have to schedule reviews to stop yourself from forgetting. So really, we're treating your study time like a complex project, but the main resource we're managing is your own memory.
And the solution we're going to build, it rests on just three simple, but honestly incredibly powerful pillars. These are the core ideas that are going to guide every single day of your 90-day plan. So here they are. First, we have to respect the order of things, prerequisites first. Second, we have to actively fight our brain's natural desire to forget everything. And third, we've got to do all of this while staying on the clock, within our daily time budget. If you can nail these three things, you are absolutely on the right track. All right, let's break down that first pillar, building your topic blueprint. This is all about getting the order right. It's like building a house. You have to pour the foundation before you can put up the walls. Same goes for learning complex topics. Now, the perfect computer science tool for this job is something called a topological sort. I know, it sounds super technical, but the idea behind it is actually really simple. You basically map out all your topics and draw arrows for the dependencies, like I need to learn A before I can learn B. The algorithm then just spits out a perfect straight line path for you to follow. It guarantees you'll never hit a topic without already knowing what you need to know.
And here's a perfect example of what that looks like in practice. The sort would tell you, hey, you absolutely have to master arrays first. Only then can you move on to something like binary search. And once you have that down, then you can tackle the really advanced array problems. See? It creates this simple, logical path. That's your blueprint.
Okay, great. So now you've got your blueprint, your learning order is set. But there's a problem. How do you make sure that the stuff you learn on day 1 is still actually in your brain on day 60? And that brings us to our second pillar, which honestly might be the most important one of all, fighting the forgetting curve. Believe it or not, way back in 1885, this psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus figured out something pretty fundamental about our brains. We are built to forget, and we forget things exponentially fast. So without some kind of reinforcement, what you learn today will just fade away. The key takeaway here is that forgetting isn't some personal failure. It's just how our brains work. And that means we can design a system to fight back. So how do we fight back? With this, spaced repetition. When you learn a new topic, you don't just learn it once and check a box. No way. Instead, you automatically schedule a bunch of future review sessions, and you space them out over time. It's like an echo. Each review session happens right when the memory is about to fade, and that reinforces it, making it stronger and locking it in for the long haul. All right, so we've got our topic blueprint from the topological sort. We've got our review schedule using spaced repetition. Now let's put it all together with that third pillar, our daily time budget. We're going to create a super simple algorithm that tells you exactly what to study every single day. And here it is, your daily logic. It's actually incredibly simple. Step 1, is it a rest day? If it is, go rest. Seriously, it's critical. If it's a study day, step 2 is to immediately do any reviews that are due for today. These are your absolute highest priority. Why? Because holding on to the knowledge you already have is way more important than learning something new. Then, and only then, with whatever time you have left, you move on to step 3, learning the very next topic from your blueprint. Let's walk through what this actually looks like. So, day 1, you're fresh. You learn arrays and hash tables. Boom. That automatically puts reviews for both of them on your future calendar. Now it's day 2. What's your first priority? Not new stuff. It's reviewing arrays. Once that's done, you use your remaining time to learn the next topic, binary search. Then on day 3, your priority is to review hash tables. You see how it works? It's this dynamic, interlocking system that perfectly balances learning new things with reinforcing the old.
And a system like this is so powerful because it helps you avoid all the common traps we fall into. You know that idea that more hours is always better? Nope, that's a fast track to burnout and forgetting. Or the classic, I'll just learn everything first and then review at the end. That is a recipe for disaster. You'll basically have to relearn it all. This whole system is designed specifically to stop you from making those mistakes. So there you have it. We've defined the problem, we've gone over the 3 pillars of our solution, and we've laid out the daily algorithm that brings it all to life. Now, it's all about making this real. It's time to build your own action plan. Look, all this theory is great, but it's nothing without action. The real power here comes from you actually applying it. So I want you to think about it right now. What's your starting point? What's the most foundational topic you need to nail down first? What is the very first block that you're going to place on your own 90-day learning runway?